Let's take you to Abuja in this second half of the news, where members-elect on the platform of the opposition political parties have warned that they will pull a stunt in deciding who leads the next 10th House of Representatives. The minority caucus rests its hope on its numerical strength, which stands at 163 against APC's 162, even as 36 more seats are yet to be decided. National Assembly correspondent Joki Adisa reports.
Inauguration of the 10th National Assembly in June, newly elected lawmakers are strategizing to have a say in who among them eventually wins the coveted seats of Mr. Speaker and Deputy Speaker. Indeed, the next assembly promises to be interesting. It is the first time the camp of opposition political parties is almost at par with that of the ruling party. So far, out of the 324 certificates of return issued by INEC, APC has 161, while 7 other political parties share 163 seats. PDP has 102 seats, Labour Party 34, NNPP 18, ABGA 4, ADC and SDP have 2 seats each, while YPP has 1 seat. 36 remaining seats are yet to be decided, as INEC has fixed supplementary elections for 15 April. The maiden meeting of the members-elect of opposition political parties. The goal is to forge a common front, particularly using its formidable representation this time around. The members-elect promise to defend the nation's democracy in all they do. Bayelsa State-born Fred Agbedi is one of the ranking members of the parliament, and he is the convener of this meeting. He speaks on the essence of unity among his colleagues.
This session is to enable us to network, interact, and familiarize ourselves as people that the results of 2023 general election has thrown up as a new face, having numbers that gives us greater strength to deepen opposition politics and democracy.
Others add their voices to the ongoing moves by interested members-elect eyeing the speakership seat.
We shall, together, sharpen the executive policies as they may be rolling them out.
This is something that is priceless, something that many parliaments around the world seek for to achieve and cannot achieve.
For us to be able to put through our collective interests, for us to be able to protect our ideals as minority parties that fundamentally serves as a check to the ruling party, for us to be able to contribute to nation building, we must come together.
The zeal with which we were able to win the heart of our constituents, I believe if we put all this together as the greater majority.
It is the desire of the opposition lawmakers to work in unity and protect the interests of the minority caucus in line with the interests of their constituencies as they continue to mouth their slogan, which is greater majority. Joki Adisa, TVC News, Abuja.
The nation's capital, a high court of the Federal Capital Territory has issued an order restraining the national chairman of the Labour Party, Julius Abure, National Secretary Farouk Ibrahim, and 2 others from parading themselves as national officers of the party. Justice Hamza Mahazu issued the restraining order while ruling in an ex parte application argued by Senior Advocate of Nigeria, James Onoja. Mr. Onoja had in the application informed the court how the restrained national officers allegedly forged several documents of the FCT High Court to carry out unlawful substitutions in the last general election. The senior lawyer who tendered several documents confirmed to the judge that the chief registrar of the court wrote the Labour Party to disown several documents used for the alleged criminal activities by Mr. Abure and 3 others. Justice Mazu subsequently ordered that the 4 people should immediately stop parading themselves as national officers of the Labour Party.
I know that today that the chairman of Labour Party and other executive who are mentioned as defendant there should stop parading themselves as chairman and executive of the Labour Party on the basis that one, they have been found wanting in terms of allegation of crime. I mean, they have been indicted by the police for forgery. Also, The chairman has been suspended by his ward, and in our constitution, in the constitution of Labour Party, once you are suspended or expelled, you cannot be a member of the board of trustees, not to be a chairman, not to talk about being a chairman.
The 4 officers involved primarily now are one, Julius Aburi, who is the former national chairman now. We have Umar Farouk, who is also the former national secretary. We have Clement Ojukwu, who is the former national organizing secretary, and we have Okpara, who is also the former national treasurer. They were all involved in forgery, perjury, of documents, and which we consider inimical to what Labour Party stand for. And we thank God today that at least justice has been served. The 4 of them, we from henceforth today stop parading themselves as national officer of the party. While we convene an NWC meeting and NEC, we'll now be able to forge a new face for our party.
The National Progressives Councillors Forum has issued an ultimatum to the vice presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Dati Baba Ahmed, to withdraw the derogatory statements he made against the president-elect, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. They also want Mr. Baba Ahmed to tender an unreserved apology to the president-elect or face legal action. Celestina Iria has more in this report.
Many electoral processes do not end at the polls but continue to the courts. This is due to many candidates being dissatisfied with the process or outcome of the elections. This judicial process is in line with the laid down laws since the inception of Nigeria's democracy. But this year's election has come with its peculiarities. At the just concluded presidential election, the Independent National Electoral Commission declared Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu the victor after securing the highest number of votes and meeting the required spread. Expectedly, aggrieved opposition parties and their candidates approached the tribunal to seek redress as prescribed by law. But what is worrying is while the matter is sub judice, many of the aggrieved candidates has continued to make incidentary comments and statements concerning the election and the swearing-in ceremony of 29 May 2023. Recently, the vice presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Dati Baba Ahmed, had asked the Chief Justice of Nigeria not to swear in the president-elect. These, the National Progressives Councillors say, it is an attack on their mandate. They have asked Mr. Baba Ahmed to withdraw his statement within 48 hours or face legal action. They insist the statement is targeted at undermining the country's democracy and it is a call for unrest by Mr. Baba Ahmed.
Steps is what you just did now to call him to withdraw his, because he's also a politician. An easy thing to a person to just quickly accept the defeat. It's very painful something. So he has to withdraw his statement press.
The mandate that the president-elect have today, we are all part of it, and we want our vote to stand. So we're giving them 48 hours or else we'll take legal actions as supporters and people that voted for the president-elect.
We have the free, fair election ever in this country. We must attest that we have a credible election and we must stand firmly to defend our vote.
President Muhammadu Buhari has emphatically stated that the handover ceremony slated for 29 May 2023 will hold and a transition committee is already in place working hard towards this deadline. Celestina Iria, TVC News, Abuja.
And in Rivers State, some executive members of the All Progressives Congress in the state have announced the suspension of the chairman and other officials of the party. The development was triggered by the build-up to the 2023 general election and the outcome of the polls. Senior reporter Uche Okoro has the details.
The All Progressives Congress has been counting electoral setbacks in Rivers State since 2015. For political watchers, much of this can be blamed on the series of unresolved disputes that have left the party's attention divided and the support base factionalized. In this latest chapter, these state officials say their chairman Emeka Beke, legal advisor Ihianchuku Azubuike, and State Publicity Secretary Darlington Nwoju have been suspended. They accuse them of anti-party activities, gross misconduct, and financial mismanagement.
The Rivers State chapter of All Progressive Congress cannot claim to be in alignment with the party at the center. because of one man who has left so many party faithful dead during the election and their families wallowing in abject poverty. Also, there has been massive financial misappropriation in the party. No member of the state ESCO knows or can give account of all the monies that enter the party coffers.
The group also blamed their election woes on lack of capacity of the former governor. They accused him of supporting the People's Democratic Party in the presidential election and openly condemning the APC's victory.
It is on record that the Right Honorable Chibike Rotimi Amechi, Chief Emeka Gbeke, and the legal advisor, Mr. Ihia Ichiku Azubike, voted for Atiku Abubakar, the candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the just concluded election.
In a swift reaction, the other half of APC officials have described some of their breakaway colleagues as imposters who have since resigned their membership of the party.
Two of the persons who addressed the media or who were present at that media briefing have already left the APC officially.
While the drama plays out, the aggrieved group has appointed the deputy chairman, Omiete Efrebo, as chairman in acting capacity. They also announced their spokesperson as acting publicity secretary. Uche Okoro, TVC News, Port Harcourt.